Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to do the Tunisian full stitch. Now for the full stitch, I'll be using my home decor yarn as well as a 5mm Tunisian crochet hook. Now for the full stitch, you can start with any number of foundation chains. For this tutorial, I'll be starting with 11 chains. Now I'm going to start by doing the traditional Tunisian foundation row. So I'm going to start by pulling up loops going across the row for the forward pass. So that really involves inserting your hook into that second loop from the hook and then pulling up a loop. And we're going to do that in each stitch going across the row. Now once at the end of the row, you should have the same number of loops on the hook as the foundation chains you started with. In this case, it should be 11. So I'm just going to count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Now we're going to do a traditional return pass whereby we chain 1 for the first stitch there, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to do that until we're at the end of the row. Now with only one loop on my hook, you'll also notice vertical bars going all the way across the row. For the Tunisian full stitch, we'll be working in between the vertical bars. Now the full stitch is also a 2-row repeat, so I'm going to start the first row here to show you how that's done, and then I'll do the second. Now to start, we'll be doing our next stitch in between the first and second vertical bars. So insert your hook in between it and pull up a loop. And we're going to be working in between each of the vertical bars going across. So insert our hook, pull up a loop, insert our hook, pull up a loop. So you can just go right in the middle there and pull up a loop. And we want to ensure that when we're finished, we have 11 loops on our hook. So you'll see that I have 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to skip the last space that's here. And at the end, I'm going to work through the top of the last vertical bar. But if you turn it to the side, you'll also see a back bar there. So I'm going to work through both. And that's going to make the edges on the left side of this pattern, look really neat. Now, once done, you'll see that you have 11 loops on the hook. We're going to chain 1 to start or return pass and yarn over and pull through 2. Same way as we did before, yarn over and pull through 2. And we're going to do that all the way across the row until we only have one loop on the hook. So yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now we started the last row by doing the full stitch in between the first 2 vertical bars. Remember, this is a 2-row repeat. I show you what should happen in the first row. In the second row, instead of starting the full stitch in between the first 2 vertical bars, we're going to start the full stitch in between the second and third vertical bars. So insert your hook between the second and third vertical bar, and we're going to pull up a loop, and then we're going to do the same in between each of the bars going across. Now in the last row, we had skipped the space in between the last two vertical bars. In this row, we're not going to skip it. We're going to insert our hook in between those vertical bars and pull up a loop. And again, in the end, we should have 11 loops on our hook. So in that last stitch there, I'm also going to insert my hook at the top as well as the back bars that's there. I'm going to insert my hook into both and pull up a loop. And when you count it out, you'll see that you'll have the same number of loops on your hook as you did your foundation chain. Now, we're always going to close out the round the same, so start by chaining 1 to start the return pass, and then yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to do that all the way across the row. And that completes the second row of our 2-row repeats. So that means that in the next stitch, we're going to start it in the same way we started the full stitch before. So this means that we're going to start our full stitch from in between the first and second vertical bars. We're going to pull up loop starting there. And then in between each of the vertical bars going across the row. Remember that for the first row of the full stitch, we skip the space in between the last two vertical bars, and we're going to insert our hook to the top of the last vertical bar as well as the back bar as well. We're going to pull up a loop, and then we're going to do our return pass. So we chain 1 and then yarn over and pull through 2 all the way to the end. And for the next row, we're not going to start in between the first and second vertical bar, but instead we're going to start in between the second and third vertical bar. But that also means that for this row, we're going to end it in between the last two vertical bars. We're going to pull up a loop there. And then in the last stitch, we're going to complete that as normal, inserting it to the top of the last vertical bar, as well as the bar behind it. Now we're going to chain 1 and do our return pass as normal as well. So yarn over and pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way until you're at the end. And that's how you do the Tunisian full stitch. Now this is the final look. If you liked this tutorial, go ahead and hit the like button and let me know if you have any questions at all in the comments, and I'll get right back to you. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so as yet. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!